Hey, what's going on, guys? I know I've been gone for a little bit. I was sick as hell last weekend. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a cinematic Detroit type beat from scratch, step by step. Let's get right into the tutorial. I'm going to be using my Super Saiyan drum kit. You can find this for free on my main channel. I'll probably leave a link to my main channel in the description. I'm going to go into extras. I'm just going to go to my go-to piano preset. Just arena ambience, but you can never really go wrong with it. For my tempo, I'm going to drag it to, I'd say like 92. All I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make sure I'm on step 2. I'm going to throw in a scale. I'm going to right click on minor. I'm going to do G sharp minor, so I'm going to left click on it. All I'm going to do is create a bass line. So make sure you're starting on your root. I will make this my keyboard style to classic. So now that you see that I'm starting on this, all I gotta do is create a bassline pattern. I don't know why this is like this. I'm just gonna do Shift D to make this match the grid. I'm gonna create a little pattern down here and utilize these notes right next to each other in the scale. So all I did right there was utilize these in the scale, go up, and kind of go back down to this, and then I just did Control B to just copy that over. Now I'm going to build on top of these chords. I'm going to Control and click over them. I'm going to do Shift click. I'm going to do Control up arrow once. Now it's kind of up there, and now I'm going to start on these notes that I previously placed. I'm going to create a minor chord, so place one, skip a note, place another one, skip a note, and then I'm going to do a suspended chord, which is the same thing as this, but move this middle note downward. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna use this. Anything in this anything in the scale will work mostly. I'm also going to put an E under this, put an E under this, and put a D under this. Hold Control and drag over these, and hold Shift and drag it over. I'm going to do Alt R to randomize the velocities. It might look like this when you first pull it up. Click off a pattern and click this drop down, and then just play with the velocities. I'm going to use my Super Saiyan drum kit again and go to my strings. It's just real strings in SRX, and I'm going to create a little pattern in the scale. Make sure you're utilizing these white notes. Sometimes also, I forgot to add, you can actually just match up the strings with the chords and it'll sound good sometimes. I'm gonna see how this sounds, and if not, I'll just create like a top melody with it. pitch it down, or a whole octave, using control down arrow. I'll actually create a little top melody too. Do Alt or Control A and use Alt and scroll wheel to make these velocities go a little bit up, because the strings and SRX kind of like sound different when the velocity is turned up and down. I'm gonna use my go-to Synth Bass, which is just Vezzo TV out of Purity. I'm going to play with the velocities right here. And I'll just copy these bass notes. Or I'll do a little bit of a pattern with them. I'm actually going to do something unique right here. I'm going to slide these notes into each other. And then again, play with the velocities. Just control over them and hold Alt and scroll wheel. I'm going to play with this last note right here. Make it go up. I'm gonna make a bell pattern. I'm just gonna drag in from extras my go-to Tubular Bells, which is just like a random like tubular bell sound font. These also again sound different with different velocities. I'm only going up right here because I did that down here with the bass notes. I'm gonna randomize the velocity of the bell actually to kind of create some like realism. Next time I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into arcade. I'm going to scroll down to distant voices, go to plateau, I believe. Make sure you're in the right key when you're using arcade. I'm in G sharp minor, and I'm just going to see what some of these sound like. I'm gonna mess with this with the arcade real quick. Just to make it more ambient. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a sub bass out of Electra X. I'm gonna go down here and I'm going to go to, I think it's Roy Major Legion, and it's the fluke bass. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm just going to follow this bass pattern down here until it changes. There, that is. Change right there. Change right there. I'm gonna copy this over, pitch it up one with using control up arrow. I'm also gonna edit the sub bass down here and turn down the release so it's a different shape. That looks good. I'm gonna drag in hi-hats. And I'm gonna go into my midis in my kit, going single time midis. And the second one. Let me go in the midis again, use snare MIDI. Dragging a perk again, go back to MIDI, single time MIDI since I'm in single time, and throwing a perk. Let me use the rim. I'm gonna go into midis, single time midis again, low rim MIDI. Midis again, go to the crash MIDI. I'm also going to add in some perks of my own. I'm going to add in this bongo and this zap. I'm going to use Control D, or not Control D, Shift D to make these align to the grid. I'm going to highlight these, hold right click on this, and shrink this down so I can do a triplet zap. I'm also going to put the Detroit hit, the very end right here. For a second, I'm going to turn off the sub bass and use the spins that I like. Again, I'm using Shift D to align that with the grid. Make sure they match up to the bass notes. Use Control arrow up 2 times. Click and Control B this over. last thing I'm gonna do is add a kick. Make sure your kicks don't like perfectly align with your 808s like this. Don't do that. I might use the rack kick. A good little trick, if the kick ain't hitting on some of your 808s, clone it and then reverse polarity right here. We are pretty much done. Double click any of these rectangles, then go up to the mixer. Then right click on insert one, make sure you're not on the master, and then do route select a channel starting from this track. Hold control and drag over these and then level them down with left click. And what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna press spacebar and we'll see it playing up here, and we're just gonna level these up. Yes, it is okay if these are clipping a bit, as long as it's not clipping to the master. Make sure you have a soft clipper on there. Forgot to add that. For your 808 to 100% merge them and your kicks as well. Now I'm going to EQ everything. I solo these tracks by holding control and left clicking. Basically, all this preset is a 100%, 100 hertz cut. You can see at the top left. I drag this over. That's really all you need. You don't really need anything else. And on some elements, don't cut the bass out. Like with the sub bass and the synth bass, you kind of want that in there. Maybe not the synth bass, but the sub bass for sure. Make sure with the sub bass you don't do it because you kind of want to have that sub in there. And on the rest, you're pretty much good. Every drum in here is pretty mastered on my kit. Now all we're going to do, we're going to right click on pattern 1, split by channel. And we're going to hold shift while left clicking and just drag this on here. I'm going to use alt and scroll wheel to kind of shrink this. I'm just gonna do Control B a bunch of times, using Control scroll wheel to zoom out. And then from here we just take out certain things that we don't want. Obviously I don't want any drums in here, probably besides the hit. I'm gonna take the vocal out, I'm gonna take the sub bass out, I'm gonna take out everything besides piano. First little section, I'm going to take out the kick, take out the sub bass, take out the sub bass, take out the synth bass, and I think the strings. Yeah, let's see how that sounds. Move the strings in there actually. Oh, that's the sub bass, my fault. I'm gonna take out the 808 kick and the snare here. For the sub bass, I'm actually going to come in here again and I'm going to make the attack come in straight in. Actually, what I'm going to do is move this over 4 bars and I'm going to make this extend for 4 bars. On this last one right here, highlight over this with right click. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight over this. I'm going to throw a love filter on there. I'm going to go to presets. I'm going to go to filter, do simple triangle, low pass, LFO, and then make sure you turn on this volume because it's kind of like really like loud. Only over this, and I'm going to go right here and do create automation clip. Just right click on this, create automation clip, and I'm going to right click in the middle. I'm going to drag these down, drag this up, and then use these curve knobs. Also, what I'm going to do is go back into the mixer, right click on this, and make sure your circle is all the way down, and do unite or init song with this position. So it's not like constantly having that on. And then you're pretty much done. Just highlight this verse over one more time, and you should be good. The last thing you should do is add your tag.
Damn, Donnie made this.
Make sure when you do your tag, left click on it, go to an empty channel rack.
Damn, Donnie made this. Damn, Donnie made this.
Make sure it's properly leveled. I'm actually going to throw my grid on beat and do it right before everything comes in. And yeah, this is the final beat.